Welcome to issue 333 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here we take a good look at that most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. We'll discuss those poorly understood characters, unfairly labeled villains, and their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, Lexicon, and with me is our glorious overlord, Steve. How are you this evening, Steve?
I am doing well. How are you tonight?
I am doing wonderfully. We are also joined by the wonderful, the ever loquacious, and well-educated Daniel. How are you tonight, Daniel?
Wow. I'm pretty sure you meant our other guest, our other host. As soon as you said well-educated, I realized I was out. But thank you. Thank you, Lex. It's great to be back on here and hear your voice again.
A well-educator, maybe?
Well-educator, indeed. And we are also joined, we have 4 people on the lair tonight. We are also joined by the wonderful collector of magnificent harpoonery and harpoon accessories. It's Mega. Welcome, Chris.
Well, thank you. I'm here, happy to serve out the drinks and appetizers for the party tonight. I brought a charcuterie board. I hope that's okay.
Is it just the board, or is there stuff on the board as well?
The board is for beating people.
Oh, okay, good.
That kind of
That's what charcuterie. That's what charcuterie means in French, right?
Yes, it does.
I thought it meant shark.
That's what Butchuk told me.
Shark teeth, charcuterie, something like
right.
that. Yeah.
It means beat stick.
Oh,
Beat stick. Beautiful.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
You need that. Remind me to send Butchuk a charcuterie board for thanks for all the time he spent in the lair recently. I think he would appreciate a beat stick.
Yes, he probably would.
I'll make a note of that.
There you go.
So it's time for me to ask a question.
What's that?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a Dan. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, we're back. I was hoping the Thunderbolts would have made
It's
you
back.
forget that thing you were doing.
I got you on the last one. I just skipped it recently because of guests we had. But yeah. I'm running low. So
no, that was actually pretty good. I appreciated that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah, as a literary and guy, a film buff, I
know it's Daniel, but I have to take some liberties with Dan because there's only so many options.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So something on my mind tonight is a thing I've been thinking about a lot in my online life, and kind of my role on this show has always been a kind of thing that I've created and embraced for the purposes of like the 3 or 4 of us hosts always kind of working in tandem with each other and bouncing things off each other. So I've kind of created a person for this show, and I didn't really think much about it until I was like the persona that I had developed sort of bit me in the butt. And I was really kind of hurt by an interaction I had with someone playing one of these wonderful games that we play. And then I have also recently decided to take a new job at a different school. So that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about it, but it gets me back.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. And it got me also thinking about this idea of like, and so I'm entitling this What's on Your Mind Tonight, a reinvention of a persona. So since the beginning of the show, I have decided that I would be sort of the everyman who like asks for rules, explanations, or will purposefully make mistakes on things or talk about how I don't read all of the card. And like, there's the bits of things that I say that are like who I am in this show, but like mostly I know the rules and I've read all the cards, and I'm asking that for, any listener who might be wanting that type of information. Sometimes I don't know the rule and I will genuinely ask it. But there's an aspect to the persona that renders me something of a kind of, I don't know, naive moron in a lot of ways. And so I just thought that was kind of funny. Well, then I was in a game with someone, and like they referred to me as those types of things while playing a game with me, and they did it kind of continuously. Like, oh, here comes a bad turn, or I brought this really good deck because I know Daniel would bring a terrible one, and like that kind of stuff. And I was taken aback by it, and then I was like, well, if they don't know me very well and they only know me by what I'm like on this show, I guess it makes sense that they might say these things. But then I was like, but it's still kind of dickish. And so I don't know. And so it got me thinking, like, I should, like, I mean, I played with a lot of people. I like to think that the people I play with, like you guys on Tuesday, or when we were at the con, like, I don't come off as like an absolute noob who doesn't know what he's doing. I think I'm actually a pretty good player of this game. And so I just realized, like, oh my gosh, like, I've created this thing that then is now like being used against me, sort of, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah. And so, and then the taking of this new job has given me another opportunity to kind of reflect on like who I am as an educator. Like, I'm not really a hard-ass classroom manager. I'm happy to let things go and for noise to be there and blah, blah, blah. But like, that also can bite you in the butt when you're dealing with fourth graders and stuff who, like, it's not like you can really rely on their humanity yet, as 9-year-olds. So like, and, next year I'll be teaching older kids, but it's still going to be a situation where, like, probably the me that comes into this new space should be a different one from the one that's leaving my old space. But then, like, it's nice when these personas like have some genuine something behind them, right? Like, and I would never ever make a convincing like drill sergeant type teacher, right? And so I kind of rely on affability and open-mindedness and flexibility and those types of things. So it's like, so what do I bring to the new place? What is it a problem to create a character? And then can you really get mad if like someone kind of pokes fun at you for the thing that you made? Like, I don't know. It just got me thinking about all those things, that interaction I had. And then I got to see all of you at the con and play more games and play hundreds of games. It was, I don't know. It's something that has been swirling on my mind for a bit. So that is what's on my mind tonight.
What a perfect use of the segment.
There you go.
I mean, we can. I'm happy to do a deep dive into Carl Jung's theory of the persona. I mean, who doesn't like a little psychoanalysis?
Explain, Chris, explain me to me, will you?
Explain me to me.
All right. Well, you are a wonderful human being and an incredibly intelligent and caring individual.
Who is also good at Marvel Champions.
Being a supervillain and a grumpy old man.
Oh, no, that is a genuine part of me.
And that pretty much is. That's pretty much you in a nutshell.
Well, cheers.
Glad I could help.
It is interesting that on the show you've developed a persona, personality, and like that sort of gets started and keeps going, and people don't know us except for what they're listening to on the show, right? And there's some truth of who we are on the show, and there's some, for all of us, I think there's a little bit of radio personality, right? And you see that on TV, talk shows, right, and things like that. One person came up to us at the con, and they only know us from listening to the show, and they said something like, "Oh, I thought you were I had this picture in my head of what you looked like, and you don't look anything like I thought you looked like. I thought you were like a 35-year-old with hair," and they were joking, right? They're like, I just, that's who I thought you guys were, and so. And that's not who we are, right? We're older than that. We don't have any hair. Like, that part's true. Maybe Mike had the hair. Chris, you have some. But yeah, people get this idea in their head and then it just sticks. And, it's too bad that the little persona you were playing of asking the questions and being that everyman, or, oh, I don't really understand this, like that turned into some sort of negative. Because I always found it endearing and positive and helpful to the show in general. To have somebody who could ask those questions, and it felt like it was a normal, natural sort of thing. So somebody out there who did feel that way had someone to relate to on the show. So,
well, and I don't want to make too big of it. Yeah, it's not too big of a deal. It's like one person who, right? That was my hope.
Because you are, like Chris said, very nice. Intelligent man, but I don't want to say more.
I did bring this up fishing for compliments, gentlemen, but I appreciate it.
I harpooned a couple for you anyway.
Yeah, and it was just like one or two interactions in my time. It's like not a huge.
We don't want to give him too much credit. Yeah. So.
No.
Yeah. because then that interferes with my ability. There's only so much pie in the layer, so
100%.
Wait, there's pie in here?
yeah. We have it after the show. You're here. We'll give you some later. It's okay.
Ooh.
You can have some tonight, Chris.
Hopefully not just the crumbs.
Wow, shoot.
Somebody's got to clean it. Somebody's got to clean up the floor, I guess.
Someone's got to lick the pan when we're done.
That's how we do
Ew.
dishes around here.
But we're not here to talk about me or my persona. Lex, what is happening tonight? What's going on?
Well, tonight we're revisiting an old villain who is now a minion, a nemesis, because it's time for a shadow of the past. And we're going way back to somebody we talked about, gosh, years ago. Almost, 5.5 years ago?
What?
That we first talked about this person in the Rise of Red Skull. We're talking about Crossbones, dun dun dun, who I think actually has one of the most horrendous backstories of any of the villains we've ever talked about. He is just that nasty of a person, so I'm really curious what kind of lore we're going to hear about tonight.
Well,
Yeah, you're
who's
right.
delivering that to us?
Oh, it's me. I get to be the villain.
Oh,
Yeah, not I.
I always
perfect
thought
Crossbones.
Crossbones was a pirate.
It seems that way.
Maybe.
He's got the right flag.
Yes, he
He
does.
does.
Yeah, Lex is right. He's a pretty terrible human being, which I always was disappointed in because I really liked his aesthetic. But
He has like a Punisher aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But you're right. We talked about him in issue 44 and 45, and we did preview some of these cards in 273.5 back in volume 6. So, yeah, let me tell you a little bit. I want to set the stage. Okay, I'm going to set the stage. I'm just going to read a little piece here. Okay, and this ties right into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Thunderbolts and all this current story arc. So, all right. When the world thought the Avengers had died, a new team rose to the challenge of battling injustice. But these Thunderbolts were actually the masters of evil in disguise. When their scheme forced them to take heroic action, some members found themselves more suited to this noble role. The Thunderbolts program has been restored and partnered with The Raft, the federal facilities designed to confine the most dangerous superpowered criminals. Steve Rogers, the new head of national security, has asked Luke Cage, once a wrongly accused convict and now current Avenger, to supervise this rehabilitation project. Cage, alongside staffers and former Thunderbolts Mach 5, Songbird, and Fixer, hopes to guide the first selected squad, Crossbones, Ghost, Moonstone, Juggernaut, and Transport Man-Thing, transports in quotes, Man-Thing, onto a path of redemption. After a rocky first mission to detain the trolls that escaped from the fallen city of Asgard, the Thunderbolts set out to rescue missing S.H.I.E.L.D. and United Nations agents who were investigating an underground deposit of mutation-causing Terrigen crystals. During the mission, the Thunderbolts found the crystals, but were then attacked by grotesque monsters that they presumed were the horribly morphed S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Cage, Moonstone, and Juggernaut were paralyzed by the creatures. Now it's up to Crossbones, Man-Thing, and Mach 5, possessed by Ghost, to get them all out of there alive. So that's like the opening information from the new Thunderbolts run. I'm saying new in quotes, from 2006, issue 148. So these are not the Thunderbolts we talked about when we started the Thunderbolt run 2 months ago, right?
Oh man, does that mean we got like more weeks of that nonsense?
Well, we got 1 week of Thunder. This guy is tied to the Thunderbolts, but we're not going to get too far into it.
Okay.
This story is set during the Shadowlands arc, which is a Daredevil story. And we're getting Daredevil like very, very soon, right? So it's possible we get some Shadowlands stuff if we're getting Daredevil. Maybe.
We know that there's a Shadowlands
isn't-
expansion
there's
box,
a-
right? That's the scenario pack.
Oh, that's the scenario
The
pack.
Shadowlands.
Okay.
Scenario pack,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. I thought that was out there somewhere in the ether, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Crossbones here, and this story relates both to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and to Shadowlands, so to Daredevil. Like, this is a perfect in-between connection of them, little piece of lore here. So let's focus in on The Raft. Okay, in the Thunderbolts, like I said, the 2006 run, number 148 to 150. So it's only like 3 issues. This is the prison where Luke Cage is reforming the villains into Thunderbolts. And these prisoners include, like I said, Ghost, Now, Ghost is on that art from the card down but not out that we're like, who's this guy? And we're like, it's some kind of bug guy. No, it's Ghost. And it's from this run specifically. And Moonstone is in that art and somebody else. So they're also, the story revolves around Ghost, Juggernaut, Moonstone, who is straight up villain still. Like, she never redeems herself like Songbird and Mach 4 do, right? Man-Thing, who's like this giant swamp monster thing, but can teleport, and Crossbones. Okay. So this crew is getting points for good behavior, and they get to go outside of the raft to work as Thunderbolts to do some jobs. And the guards currently include Songbird, Techno, and Mach 5. He's Mach 5 now. He has advanced his armor by 1. So this whole crew of new Thunderbolts, and really Crossbones and the bad guys, they're bad guys. Like the whole time they're scheming, how do we break out of here? We hate these guys. Like they're really not ever going to redeem. You could tell right from the beginning. But so the whole crew, they take a trip down into the sewers of Hell's Kitchen to fight the Underhand, which are undead ninjas of the hand. And they're currently working for, are you ready for this? Daredevil. Because in the Shadowlands, Daredevil's a bad guy. He's one of us.
What?
Yeah.
Can't handle this.
I know, it's crazy. So there's undead ninjas working for Daredevil, and Luke Cage is like, take the Thunderbolts, who are half good guys and half bad guys, and go fight them and clean it out, because I'm sick of this. So the Thunderbolts, they go down under Hell's Kitchen, and they fight. They're like, they fight a lot. There's a lot of fighting, okay? And they're fighting into the Underhand stronghold. And Bert here, otherwise known as Techno Fixer, he gets stabbed, and it's near fatal. So Songbird has to scoop him up and take him to the hospital. And she tells the rest of the Thunderbolts, just stay here. Don't do anything until I get back. And the Thunderbolts like, yeah, sure. Okay, lady. So they're left alone, and they do what they do best. They blow stuff up. They destroy things. They kill things. They murder undead ninjas. And during the whole fight, Crossbones interacts with this corrupted Terrigen Mist. And what happens when you interact with Terrigen Mist, or could happen, you become an Inhuman.
Transformation.
Yes.
Oh.
So Crossbones becomes an Inhuman. He's one.
Wow,
he has
I knew
the
that.
correct genes. Right. His powers manifest. Bam! Like on the spot. He gets his stuff. So his power is he ends up looking like Ghost Rider. He gets like this flaming skull kind of deal, and he can like shoot laser beams out of his eyes, and he just has this energy that he can just project from his head, and he clears the way to their target. He's obliterating ninjas and stuff all over the place, but the rest of the crew doesn't really see this part because he's kind of off by himself. He fell down a tunnel or something, and the rest of them are doing one thing, and he's off doing the other thing. So he ends up clearing the way to their there's a prisoner they're trying to save, and this is a cop who knows Luke Cage, and Luke Cage is like, save the cop. That was part of their mission. And Crossbones, like he's using his new power, and he doesn't know how to control his new power. We're gonna pretend he doesn't know how to control his new power, because like he just murders that cop with his new power right off. Bam! There's a cop dead. Right? That's Crossbones. He doesn't care. Even though he was like the target of the mission. So yeah, that's the story. Crossbones is gonna say. Yeah, I can control my abilities. So not real good
Energy
for
head beams are notoriously difficult to control.
Correct. Right. Ask anybody that's got one. So so a little, but then his powers like they fade, and people don't realize that he's the one who killed the cop. It turns out that Ghost was spying on him, but the other Thunderbolts didn't see it happen. So he's sort of, for the moment, in the clear. Nobody knows that he's the guy who killed the cop and that sort of thing. So, and all right, the mission is a failure, but a success. Nobody really dies on the Thunderbolts team, and off they go back to the raft. A tiny bit later, like an issue later, Crossbones is going to attempt a jailbreak along with Ghost and Juggernaut. They're like, all right, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna break out because we don't want to be Thunderbolts. We just want to be bad guys. And they during the teleportation field, like the Avengers come to check up on Luke Cage, and they're like, we're gonna see how your rehabilitation program is going, and let's take the Thunderbolts out for a spin. And Ghost is like, oh, Thor's with them? I have this idea that if we supercharge Mjolnir during Man-Thing's teleportation, something will be able to escape. So they try it, and the teleportation goes terribly, terribly wrong. They end up in another dimension. They're split up from some of the Avengers, and the Avengers that are there, like it's like Steve Rogers, Thor, and a couple other people. They have to fight the Thunderbolts. They got to find them and fight them in this weird land. There's like frogs who ride on other giant frogs and stuff. It's a bizarre place. Anyways, in the end, Crossbones and Steve Rogers meet up, and the two of them start fighting, and they're battling one another. And Crossbones' inhuman powers come to bear, and he's fighting with Captain America. And now, do you guys remember when Captain America died?
Huh?
No?
I do. Well, I mean, there's more than one, but there's one
I
right
was gonna
after
say, doesn't
Civil
it happen
War
all the
where he
time?
dies.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. This is actually after that, but that was Crossbones as well. So now this is
Yes.
Crossbones about to kill Captain America again in this weird dimension. He has the upper hand. He has him pinned down. He's ready to, energy brain blast this guy. And he's ready to take Captain America out for good. And he looks in this magical, mystical water of this other dimension. And instead of seeing himself, and everybody who's been looking in the water has seen different versions of themselves and like what their true self is and all these different things. He sees the Red Skull, and that gives him pause, just enough pause. Like, oh, am I really the Red Skull? Like, is that how bad I really am? And that's just enough for Rogers to like sneak out from underneath him and beat him up with a shield, and yay, Captain America wins the day, sort of thing. And Crossbones gets defeated and has to get hauled back to the raft with the rest of the Thunderbolts team as they figure out a way to go back to get them all back to the raft. So that's an interesting piece of Crossbones with the Thunderbolts. I thought it was an interesting piece. It's a good read. The art is amazing. But in the back of issue 150, there is a wonderful recap of the Thunderbolts' entire history from inception to 2006. It has like all the leaders and the different versions and reading options. So if you're at all still interested in the Thunderbolts, go give it a look. It's available on Marvel Unlimited. I bet you could find issue 150 of the Thunderbolts somewhere out there at your local game shop too. So I haven't mentioned Winter Soldier yet, and he is Winter Soldier's nemesis. So I probably should talk about that a little bit as well.
Please.
Okay, so we're going to travel back in time from this Thunderbolts issue back a little bit to the Captain America Volume 5, number 25, during the Civil War. So I thought we have Thunderbolts, S.H.I.E.L.D., and Civil War, Daredevil. I think FFG just picked the perfect character here. He fits into all of this. But anyway, number 25. Yeah. So Civil War, which we will get into, and maybe I don't need to read into that too far, but we just need to know that Captain America was on the Resistance side, okay? And him and Iron Man are on the opposite sides, right? And he's Resistance, there's Registration. Eventually, Cap realizes that the scope of the damage that the two warring factions are doing is too big. It's too damaging, and he's like, we got to call an end to the Civil War. So Cap surrenders, he's under arrest, and he's going to stand trial. And meanwhile, the Red Skull, tying Red Skull back to it, he's thought to be dead currently, but he's secretly living inside the mind of an ex-Soviet general, Alexander Luke. So, it's a brain thing, I guess. Whatever. And Dr. Faustus, who we have mentioned before, but we haven't really interacted with a card of his. They've infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's posing as Agent Sharon Carter's psychologist. Dr. Faustus is. Red Skull, Dr. Faustus, Arnim Zola's involved, and they're all trying to seek revenge on Captain America once and for all. And they see their opportunity during the Civil War and towards the end of the Civil War. So what we want to know about Crossbones and why is Winter Soldier's nemesis is this is where they interact pretty good. So Captain America is going on trial, and everybody hates Cap now because they forgot about all his do-goodery he's been doing since 1945, right? There's people throwing tomatoes at him as he's walking up the courthouse steps to go to his trial, and there's people with signs down with Captain America, and then there's some people who are like free Cap and stuff like that. So you have all these protests going on around him, and this end of the Civil War stuff. So he's working his way up the courthouse steps in a public display, they're parading him up the stairs, and amid a flurry of flashbacks and sappy memories of Captain America, he's remembering Bucky and he's remembering Agent 13, and they show you all these wonderful things he's done. You get a blam, boom, sniper, pistol shot, something else, gunfire, and all of a sudden Steve Rogers, Captain America, is down. He's bleeding out on the steps on the courthouse before the trial can begin, and he's in Sharon Carter's arms, and he's dying. And Bucky, the Winter Soldier, has been secretly spying and watching this from like a rooftop, and he jumps into action to try to find the sniper. And so does Falcon, who's been flying around up above. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier find each other, and they almost fight one another because Falcon thinks Bucky shot him, but no, it wasn't Bucky. It was dun 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 Crossbones. Okay, so Crossbones is in a nearby helicopter, and they're like, "There he is. He's the sniper. He just killed Captain America." And Falcon scoops up Bucky and flies him at the helicopter because they're gonna like attack the helicopter together. But Crossbones leaps out of the helicopter and grabs onto the Winter Soldier, and they crash down onto the ground. And they don't get hurt because it's comics. And they start fighting each other. They actually crash through a billboard of Iron Man, which is pretty funny looking. But they have a hard landing, and they fight one another for a while. Winter Soldier ends up beating Crossbones. Unfortunately, that's kind of what happens. Poor Crossbones just he gets Captain America, but he gets beat up by Bucky after the fact. Bucky runs away. Falcon shows up because I guess Bucky's on the run at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's Resistance probably. And Falcon and S.H.I.E.L.D. come, and the question is Cap dead? Is Cap dead? Did Crossbones do what all the other villains have never been able to do, right? Did he finally get rid of Captain America? And there's a shocking twist that I will not go into. I will wait until we talk about our Civil War. Because this was just supposed to be Crossbones and Winter Soldier. But that's it. Those two like interact in like one comic. That's our Crossbones lore for this time period in which our game is set in. So, there you go.
A lot of juicy details in there.
Yeah,
Lots of juicy beats.
They're two interesting runs because they sort of tie into each other with Crossbones being manipulated by Red Skull to do this, and then later on thinking he's the Red Skull, and his interaction with the Thunderbolts, I thought was interesting based on the Thunderbolts we just did, and his minor interaction with Winter Soldier. So
now, Steve, if you had your choice of nemesis for Bucky Barnes, who would it be?
I don't know. Summertime, because winter doesn't like the summer. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great
just
Jack
like
joke.
just like
Love
Olaf from. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't know who would be I mean, they definitely interact and fight each other, and the fact that Crossbones takes out Cap and Bucky just loves Cap does make it so that there's a good connection there. I don't know.
So it makes sense, even though they have limited screen time together.
Yeah, and it's possible that they've interacted prior in other minor situations, but like I was trying to locate just in our current, what I feel like is our current time of the game. So
got you. Okay. Well, thanks. It was awesome learning.
Yeah, I hope it was. You could follow me. It's a little crazy.
What? Comic book storylines crazy? No.
Well, it's no more crazy than all these stories, right?
Winter Soldier loves that Hydra connection. He fits in.
Yeah.
So there's that piece too, right?
Yeah.
It's good lore. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing all that.
But we're not just here for storytelling. There's got to be some cards associated with this.
Yeah, we have some cards. Let's look at Crossbones. So this is the Winter Soldier Nemesis set found in Wave 9, the Winter Soldier pack. 5 total cards, 4 by title, plus the obligation. Take it away, Daniel.
The Red Room programming obligation give to the Bucky Barnes player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose exhaust Bucky Barnes. Remove this card from the game. Or discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to its cost. Discard this obligation to boost icons. Kind of run of the mill.
Yeah.
The second option is kind of new, right? We don't usually see that, but the first option is like vanilla.
Yeah, because option
depending
2,
on your hands.
You both
depending on
lose a
your
card
hand.
and take damage, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not if it's a zero. If you
it's a
have
zero
a
cost
handful of resources and or zero cost cards.
Because like if you don't flip to alter ego, you can't do option 1. And if you can't exhaust, you can't do option 1. So if you're already exhausted,
Yeah,
then
this could be a painful thing.
you're discarding, and then you discard this obligation, right? So then you're going to see it again. I think that second one's pretty punishing. You know, if you have on average, we probably have at least one 3-cost card in your hand. That's discard a card and take 3 damage.
Yeah, he has
Indirect.
5. He has 5 cards in his kit that are 3 cost.
Yeah.
So
And he gets suckered into defending a lot with his arm block.
Well, but you don't have to exhaust for that.
You don't have to exhaust for that, but I think about like, I don't know.
I do defend with him more than I probably should because he really likes attack events. So you don't need the basic attack unless you're like focusing on his rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This definitely to me feels like more of an old school obligation where it's more of an annoyance than a backbreaking or something that completely negates what you're trying to do as a hero. Yeah, there are going to be times where you're down to 2 hit points and this comes up and you're exhausted and oops, just lost the game. But by and large, you just took a little bit of a punch and now you got to rethink your next turn at worst.
Chris, how many obligations damage you? That seems like an uncommon thing, right?
It is.
Like when you said this is more of a mild annoyance, I think like discarding the highest cost card from your hand is mildly annoying. This one actually can punch you in the guga for 3 damage.
That's an interesting question.
If you're running leadership and you have Captain America in your hand, this is 6 damage.
Yeah,
sure.
Oh wow.
There are going to be those edge cases, sure, but
yeah,
like
but I mean, like, just in general, I don't feel like the obligations actually damage people very often, if at all.
They don't. Yeah.
And
Domino's does. This one does. Yeah.
So,
Magneto's does. There's only a handful,
okay.
and most of them do little ping damage. If you're going to have to take damage, it's usually little bits of ping damage.
Yeah, this is an obligation that can literally kill you.
It
So
could.
I don't know. I made. Now that I see this card, I'm never defending with Bucky Barnes again.
I don't know. Maybe it's because generally I don't let my heroes' hit points get down that low, but
Steve, I feel like we spent most of the con at 2 hit points.
Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a few Venoms can damage you. Red Dreams for Wasp can damage you, I guess.
Magic, her obligation deal.
But they're like
don't
1
exhaust
point here or there.
It's 1 point to each character.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised I'd ask this question thinking like this never happens, right? And it's like half the
It's only a
It's
few.
not that
obligations.
many.
It's not, and
There's
they're
maybe
mostly
like 6 or 7.
and they're mostly like 1 point, not upwards
not
of
usually
3
this
or
big.
4. Yeah, because it is you do have to choose the highest printed. Yeah,
I mean, every time I borrow someone's deck, there's an Avengers Mansion in it that I'll never play, but it's in my hand for
the whole game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to me that's actually what I think is interesting because a lot of times when we see this effect, it's discard a random card from your hand, take damage equal to its cost, or take damage equal to the resources on the card. Like that's a lot more common. Having to discard the highest and take damage equal to its cost, it's maxing. The edge case is what this is pointing to. It's not like there's an offshoot, I'll take some damage. It's like, no, like if you have built your deck to have a curve and you have a high cost card in your hand, that is the card you discard. That is the damage you take. So it definitely leans more towards a heavier hit than I think a lot of the other obligations. Like you said, Daniel, after talking about it, I'm like, I don't know that I want to defend with him. Like,
well, Lex, does some of that sting get kind of alleviated by the fact that it's indirect?
Yeah, I suppose a little bit.
I mean, that means you always have to have a friend, but
if you're a cheaty hero and you run with allies, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Play him in leadership, I guess, right?
You have to almost. The Mike no friends protection deck that's risky.
No, but that is a great point, Daniel. I do agree. That is a big point. It's not damage straight to your hero. It is indirect, so you can throw it on minions or allies that you have on the table.
Or Morlocks or whatever.
Morlocks, that's right.
People that you free.
I guess the theme being that they're trying to send you back into Winter Soldier programming, so you punch yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Or according to the art, you get kicked by a Black Widow. So. I like the art. It's cool.
It
is.
Yeah.
I suppose there is a situation where the highest cost card in your hand is Black Widow, and she kicks you in the face for 3, which would be pretty awesome.
That would be the best.
That is.
That's the goal. Yeah.
The obligation should read: find Black Widow from your deck and discard pile, put her in her hand, discard
Then-
it, take the.
Oh my God. All right. Well, you know what's not indirect damage is
What's that?
Crossbones himself.
Good segue, Steve.
Thank
Tell
you,
us
thank
about
you.
the man of the hour.
All right. He is a unique minion with 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 health. He's elite and Hydra with quick strike, which is not indirect. That's where I was going with that. And the force response after Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, place 2 threat on the main scheme, 3 boost icons, and the Nemesis minion. So
Solid.
he's like in a complete flip for Winter Soldier, right? Like Winter Soldier defeats a minion and removes 2 threat. This guy defeats an ally and adds 2 threat. So
Yeah.
And so therefore it encourages you to defend with Bucky Barnes.
right.
That's right. Doing you up
To
to
then
be
get
exhausted.
programmed. Oh, so good.
He's got quick strike. Our favorite keyword.
That's really all
He's
you
got to
need.
do something when he hits
Good.
the table.
Yep. And maybe you've already defended for yourself because the quick strike, like we were talking about. So you only have an ally, or you have to take this two direct damage undefended. Yeah, it's cool. I think this art is from the Thunderbolts run I was talking about. It looks very familiar. At least has the same similar aesthetic. So
What's the red blob on the right of the
the
card?
guy is smashing into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that an arm? Is it a
Yeah. Who knows?
a red arm? Okay.
If it's from that run, maybe it's Falcon, because wasn't he rocking the red costume around Civil War?
Well, this doesn't look like. This looks like more like the Thunderbolts one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
So that could be an undead hand ninja guy. It could
Okay.
be. I didn't really look
That
up where
would
this
make
art was
sense.
from.
Because
So,
they wear
yeah.
red.
And he's smashing through the fortress. Like there's the wall, the boards and stuff of the building.
He looks pretty good in this one.
He does.
That's what I'm saying. I like his aesthetic.
Yeah.
His original backstory is absolutely. He's terrible. He's a terrible person and
Terrible
just cannot
person.
be- He is the kind of villain we
Yeah.
can't get behind.
Yep.
You're correct.
But his art always is really nice. It's like, darn it. So Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, what on earth, Lex, is he trying to do in this set anyway?
Well, he's running the Hydra hit squad. And it's a side scheme. Crossbones commands his own team of handpicked Hydra goons, which we'll learn a little bit more about. This side scheme has the ongoing text that each Hydra minion gets +1 attack and +2 hit points. And if you all will recall, Crossbones is a Hydra minion.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Huh.
No.
It has a when defeated that the player who defeated this scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and reveals it. It has 3 boost icons and enters with 3 threat per player.
I
the art
love
is
side
fantastic.
schemes that punish you
Ooh.
for defeating them,
Yes, me
Yeah.
too.
especially the ones that aren't like a crisis. Like this one is. It seems bad on paper, but like
You
if
have
it's
to have a
just
Hydra minion out.
Crossbones and his 2 goons, that's like 3 minions in the whole deck that are gonna get this.
Yeah, not
So,
a big deal.
Sometimes you might leave it out. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, this one is very scenario dependent.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
going to be your main agenda item. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing Rise of Red Skull campaign, you got to worry about this because there's Hydra guys all over the place. If not,
Yeah.
yeah. And the timing of Shadow of the Past
That's what I was
or
about to talk about.
what Pursued by the Past is put out the minion. Okay, he comes out, he quick strikes you. Then you put out the hit squad, so he's not even getting the +1 attack or the 2 hit points at the time. So he doesn't get the bonus right off the bat, which is unfortunate.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a bummer. But that is obviously how that would work. But if you leave it out, obviously next time he hits the table, he's going to hit it with quick strike. And also the Hydra mercenaries get bonus health. And since, we'll talk about them in just a second. Maybe, Chris, do you want to tell us a little bit about those Hydra mercenaries?
Sure. But first, I want you to throw your mind back into the dark days of 2020. Core set, Rhino.
Don't make me go back
classic.
there.
It's classic. Nobody can ever forget Rhino. Nobody can
forget 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
as much
that.
as we want to.
No, I managed to black that out despite what my therapist tells me. But that was when we were first introduced to the good old Hydra mercenary. And so nothing special, nothing new with this mercenary. He's the same good old, somewhat reliable, generic mercenary the Hydra loves so well. So Hydra Mercenary is a minion with 0 scheme, 1 attack, 3 hit points, and the Hydra trait, and he has guard with the helpful flavor text reminding you that while this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. And then the flavor text being, "What is Hydra doing here?" by Captain Marvel herself. And it has 1 boost icon. They didn't even
And there's
update
2 of them.
the flavor text
Nope.
in
Nope.
this to be Crossbones centric or Winter Soldier related. Nope.
Literally
They
the
just
same.
copy and pasted this straight from the core set, and
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, they could have changed like Carol Danvers saying it to like Winter Soldier or Bucky Barnes, right? Like they could have.
Come on, Steve. Those Hydra minions
Um,
are mercenaries are all the same.
All the same. That's true.
The Hydra mercenaries never change.
Are there just 4 copies of this card in our whole game? I feel like there's 30 of them.
6 at least.
Yeah, there's 2 with Black Widow, 2 with Rhino, probably 2 with this guy. Now there are Hydra
Yeah, that sounds
soldiers
right.
and Hydra
Hydra
jetpack guys
bombers,
and Hydra bombers.
Hydra,
Yeah, plenty of other Hydra characters, but the Hydra mercenaries, it's Black Widow, Rhino, and Winter Soldier. So
Yep.
I want to make a
a
Hydra
nice-
mercenary scenario, custom scenario,
Yeah.
Steve. It's just an encounter deck of just these guys.
32 Hydra mercenaries and this
32
one, and the Hydra hit
mercenaries
squad,
And the Hydra hit squads. Yeah.
side scheme. Yeah,
Throw it in Crossbones.
Honestly, honestly,
yeah.
with his with the nature of his kit, Winter Soldier loves seeing these mercenaries come out. Oh no, don't give
Yeah,
me
they're-
a low health minion to have to chew through.
They're
Right.
pretty easy targets.
Well, they'll come out at a 5 because the side scheme will be in play before these guys get shuffled
it
into
is.
the encounter deck. So yeah,
Could be.
Yeah,
they could be 5.
It's
I do
some
think
work.
that's the one reason you want to get rid of the side scheme, because otherwise, like you were saying, Daniel, it doesn't really have any effects. It doesn't have there's no hazard, crisis, or acceleration or amplification icons on it. So that side scheme is really just boosting these when they hit the table and making it harder for Black Widow to clear them, but and makes them hit harder. But they don't scheme for more. There's still a
You said
0
Black,
scheme.
you said
I
Black
don't
Widow
know.
to clear it. You mean Winter Soldier to clear it?
Sorry, for Winter Soldier to clear it. I do like that Winter Soldier has a lot of similarities to Black Widow, and that we have the same characters coming back that Black Widow has.
All right, one last card, Daniel.
Me?
You're next.
You!
To the rotation.
All right. All right. Well, every good elite Hydra minion needs their signature weapon attachment. So how about a high-tech armament, which is tech and weapon trait. It gives +1 attack. You attach it to Crossbones, otherwise attached to the villain. Force response. After you attach a high-tech armament to an enemy, that enemy activates against you. And as a hero action, you can
Like
exhaust
that.
a character you control to discard this card. And it comes with 2 boost icons. So it's a
I love that force response.
quick strike gun.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a quick activation
good.
because they'll scheme if you're an alter ego because it
Yes,
just
they
says
will.
it activates against you.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I love that force response.
Yes, very good. And it's going to be a good one because it's either Crossbones or the villain. So he's scheming for 2. That's decent.
It has the easiest removal though. Just exhaust
Easy.
That's true.
any character,
Yeah.
That's true.
right? Like anybody. A 4-player game, somebody's like, there goes, Maria Hill or
I'll exhaust
Squirrel
Stinger.
or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
On the bright side, unless the character has the appropriate status blocker on it at the time, you're at least going to get 1 activation off
Yes.
before you can get rid of it.
And the fact that this comes with Winter Soldier and it is a high-tech arm, it only makes sense as well.
Well, I like that they didn't name it because it's clearly by the art. This is Crossbones machine gun, right? Which in the villain set, that's what he gets.
That's
right?
what it's
When
called. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what it's called. When he hits stage 2, you go and fetch it out. He's got his machine gun. This is like the same thing, but they didn't call it that because he should be able to have this and his machine gun at the same time if you were playing Crossbones with this. So it doesn't conflict with the existing cards. So I like that they called it something else, but very clearly in the art, we know what it is. This is Crossbones machine gun. It's his signature weapon.
I think all the art on the Nemesis set is from the comics, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just noticing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Every
And
single one.
they're
Three-piece.
good artwork they chose on them too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Now, here's the question. Is this a Nemesis you play face the past against? Do you go and drag out Crossbones as the Winter Soldier?
Steve, can I ask you a counter question?
Oh, you may.
I want to see if I want to ask this because these are the types of questions I ask and then I feel silly. I feel like
Well, it's
almost
part of
every
your persona,
Nemesis.
so it's okay.
Gee, folks, do you think this is no? I almost feel like every Nemesis is a face the past Nemesis.
There are some
Almost.
that are not.
Almost. There's the horrible
Almost.
Nightcrawler guy that maybe I don't want.
Fernax, you do not want
Oof.
as Groot.
And-
Fernax. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Boy, we learned about Fernax this week for that Con of Heroes.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix. I think there are some that are not.
Abomination, maybe.
Right.
But anyway, to answer your particular
Enchantress.
question, I think
Enchantress.
yes.
Yeah, generally.
I think you take this guy to get his little
Mm-hmm.
goons in, and
Well,
like,
and it's just
and-
him, right? It's not even the rest of his set. It's
Yeah, it's just him.
the
Yeah.
Nemesis.
yeah,
So-
that's true. But I mean, he needs people to punch and get. That's how he clears his threat.
Yeah, it's kind of how he generates his
Like
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
fuel
he-
to his battery, and I just think he needs it.
Agreed. You get 3
Yeah.
cards, you get your ready. The quick strike does not offset that, and it's an easy kill target to remove extra threat. I'm with you.
So
Daniel.
you have to be aware of the quick
Yeah.
strike, I think. So
If you're gonna run face the past, Winter Soldier is fine. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run it in Winter Soldier Crossbone. Wow, you know you're gonna have to take a 2-point hit for playing it, but
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, I think Winter Soldier can chew through him pretty quickly.
oh, well, that was an easy question. How about this one? Where do you rate this set then? What are we looking at? Let's start with Maka. We're gonna make him go first.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. I like the theme. I think it's all well. The Crossbones as a Nemesis minion feels like a little bit of a stretch, but not too. But because he's Hydra related, I see where that fits in, and so the theme all kind of works together as Hydra and everything like that. But I know you all were discussing about the obligation one, but none of this seems overly difficult or stopping what Bucky does, which is find minions, kill minions. It gives him 3 minions to take out.
Right.
So,
That's true.
you know, in that regard, yeah, the side scheme makes them a little bit more difficult to chew through, but I mean, I like it. I think it's a well designed and it goes together well, but it is not a super challenging Nemesis set in that regard. But then again, I don't know what you would do to like stop Bucky's Winter Soldier's plan of go just take down minions.
You know what? Here's what you do is you somehow discard the arm. None of these cards target his arm, right?
That's true.
He does, like, if you could remove the arm, even discard it or something like that, then that put it back into your hand. I don't know. You could go over there and unscrew the arm like Rocket. Give me the arm.
Yeah.
None of it targets that, and that is a big piece of like his cards get kickers if you use the arm, and generates extra resources and does more damage, and yeah, interesting.
Now, one thing that could be interesting for him, I think, to go back to bring up a sore subject on the podcast, the wild word, but something where he couldn't play attack events while you're engaged or while the side scheme is out. So he could still attack and do his stuff, but it's going to take a lot longer to get through because you're only doing 2 at a time, or maybe 3 if you've got athletic conditioning or combat training out. You can't do here's the big 8 damage attack. Here's a firepower to go do 20 damage.
Well, I want to agree with Chris's grade, but also say that I think it's actually kind of perfectly designed for Winter Soldier, and it's, to me, a rare Nemesis set that's actually designed to make the hero guaranteed to work, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
and so it's a little like the side scheme comes out, makes these goons a little more challenging. But like, if you're playing, I don't know, one of those encounters or scenarios that doesn't have a ton of minions, like, you kind of neuter this Winter Soldier. And I just think, I think this kind of guarantees, and of course you're playing standard 3 like you should be, right? So ultimately these cats will come out. I just think it makes him work and just makes it a little bit more challenging to work. And it's like, yeah, it's just a guarantee. And I don't know that there's many that do that. Usually they're there to hard counter the hero's ability. This one is actually to make the ability happen. And so in that way, I think it's designed really well. But I wonder if in playtesting, like Winter Soldier's power wasn't going off enough or something, you know?
So let's give him a few extra minions.
So give him a few extra minions,
Yeah.
give him like something to do. Like,
Yeah, but then you balance it by making the side scheme make those minions
yeah,
tougher, give them more health points, give them more attack. So it's
Yeah.
not a full even trade off of just like, hey, we're just giving you fodder. It's like, well, we're going to make them a little tougher for you if they come out and if you're not dealing with the stuff. Yeah, I agree. I think that's it's kind of balances.
But I give it a B- because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's also kind of boring, you know. It's like, but I think I quibble a bit with Chris's critique of the design, but I just think it's meant to make them work.
Yeah, I didn't think about it from that perspective. From that side, yeah, it makes perfect sense for the Winter Soldier.
Lex, what do you think?
I very similar thoughts overall. Grade wise, I think I'm gonna go to a straight B. The Hydra Mercenaries are just easy, so they really pull it down a lot in terms of its challenge. Theme wise, I think it's great. It's on point. Great theme. Red Room programming is, I think, a very good obligation when you're not just exhausting to remove it. But because you can do that, not real hard. Crossbones and the high-tech armament, I think, are the real heroes because one has quick strike and one triggers an activation when it gets revealed. So you have at least two like no fail activations they are absolutely gonna trigger, which is good, right? So, to me, without that, this would probably be like a C plus or a C in my mind. I think there's some nice high spots on it, but just in terms of difficulty, theme wise, it's great. I love it. The way it fits together, I think they've gotten even better as they've gone on in terms of how well designed these Nemesis sets are to be very cohesive as like a unit. They really play into each other so nicely. Theme wise, he's leading his team of handpicked Hydra goons, and we have the Hydra mercenaries and stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. So I give it a B. Solid B.
Solid B.
B for Crossbones.
What about you, boss?
Well, I don't grade these things, but
I know.
It's fine. It's fine. I think you guys hit on all the points. I think I would just be repeating what we've already said, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, that's brave.
Yep.
What about
Way to
you?
take a stand.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, brave listener?
Well, if people think that was foolish, yeah. If they have points that we missed,
let us know. You can email us at criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We are Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find our YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Maka, Vardane, Big Foam Loaf, and Lexicon. Now, if you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. Hey, Crossbones, take us out.
Terrigen Mists. They did something to me. Yeah, finally. Hell yeah. Now who's a heavyweight? Hey, don't run away. You've just been witness to a great day. I'm not just more competent than everyone else. Now I have the power too. Look what a little focus can do. Yeah. Scream, you losers. My good soldier days are gone. This is the day Brock Rumlow stops taking everyone else's shit. How was that?
That was wonderful.
Well
Steve,
done.
No,
Well
not at all.
done.
That was so good.
Steve,
Okay.
that was your finest hour on this show.
Woo!
It took 6.5 years for you to do it.
6.5 years. I finally got one. Yep.
That you
That was
something you like
fantastic.
really resonated with that feeling. I feel like you just channeled.
Woo,
It was
that's
you
cathartic.
yourself out there.
Feel like we got to talk you down
Wow.
now. Steve, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I know,
Okay.
calm
I'm
down.
okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Deep breaths, man. Deep breaths.
God forbid Steve ever actually get power. Oh no.
Yeah, you guys are in for trouble.
Yikes.